Today, we wanted to show you how to make Youtiao, Chinese deep-fried breadsticks. They're a really classic breakfast food that you can find all over the streets in China. A good Youtiao will be crispy on the outside, nice and airy on the inside, and also easily pull apart. Now, at least for me, I can't really separate breakfast Youtiao from freshly made soy milk. So if making homemade soy milk's new to you, I'd definitely recommend checking out our How to Make Soy Milk video as well. To get started with Youtiao, we'll need flour. This was 200 grams of all-purpose flour, 10.5% protein to be exact. For the style of Youtiao that we're making, we're going with 62.5% hydration, so 125 grams of water. Now, because we'll never not be annoying and obsessive, to make our Youtiao extra crispy, to that water we'll add in some dried cuttlefish bones. Now, please understand that these bones are totally optional. You can get great results without as well. But cuttlefish bones are high in calcium carbonate, which promotes puffing and also helps reduce browning, which allows our Youtiao to fry for longer. Historically, the most traditional Youtiao additive was borax, which would probably be fine, but may or may not be acutely toxic, so pounded cuttlefish bone it is. So then to those 10 grams of cuttlefish bones, add in your water and continue to pound that together for about a minute. Then pour that through a tofu cheesecloth and squeeze out any excess liquid. Now again, if you can't find cuttlefish bones, don't worry, just charge ahead without, because we've got a few more leaveners on the way. We'll also be adding in 1 gram of baking powder, 2 grams of baking soda, and 2 grams of our old friend chofun, ammonium bicarbonate. Now note that Chinese chofun is actually not pure ammonium. It's generally about half ammonium bicarbonate and half baking soda. So if you're using pure ammonium bicarbonate, use only 1 gram and up the baking soda to 3 grams. We'll also be adding in 6 grams of egg white, which crisps up Youtiao dough much in the same way it does pizza crust, and also 6 grams of salt. So just add all those to your bone water, give it a good mix, then sift in your flour. Combine well and knead for about 5 minutes until it comes together and no longer sticks to your hands. Then cover that with a damp towel and let it rest for 1 hour. An hour later, we're ready to make some Youtiao. Oil up a sill powder or some other smooth surface, and also rub a generous amount all over your dough. Then, roughly shape it out into a log, slice that log in half, press it down with your hands, then roll it out into a thin sheet about 2 millimeters thick. Then slice that sheet in half, and cut those into roughly 2 centimeter wide strips. Stack the dough pieces on top of each other, then continue with the remainder, cover all that with a damp towel, and let the dough relax for another 10 minutes. Now to fry, get a pot of oil up to 180 centigrade, then quickly finish forming your Youtiao one by one. To do so, press down on the dough with a chopstick so that the 2 pieces stick together, lightly press the edges, and firmly press and shape the ends into sort of a fan shape with your thumbs. Then pull it longer, move it over to the wok, pull it a touch longer again, and drop in the oil. But at this point, we gotta be honest, we bumped into a problem. For some reason, our Youtiao just weren't puffing up nice like we're used to. We tried getting the oil hotter, but that wasn't much help either. Eventually, we figured out that the issue here was dry dough. We were outside, it was a windy day, and setting up the camera and everything took a while. So while this batch was edible, it's not what you or us really want, so we took things inside and made a whole new batch. Much respect to the vendors who can do this outside every day on the street. So forgive the lighting in here, our kitchen is about as bright as the crypts of Winterfell. Same deal, 180 centigrade oil. Drop your stretched Youtiao in and let it do its thing. It'll quickly rise, but don't flip until it's nice and puffed up, about 30 seconds or so. Let it go on the other side for about 15 seconds, then continuously flip the guy until it's brown to your liking, about 15 to 30 seconds more. Now quick word that sometimes when you drop in your Youtiao, you might get a bit of curving. If that happens, you gotta straighten it within like the first 3 seconds of cooking. But even if you can't get to it in time, a slightly curved Youtiao isn't the end of the world. Now, if you've never had Youtiao before, word of warning that they're only good straight from the fryer. Even after just 10 minutes, they start softening and becoming chewy. So be sure to enjoy them immediately after cooking.
So there are a bunch of methods of making this. One popular one is using fermentation with yeast and sugar. If you go that route, the texture tend to be a little bit more bread-like, donut-like, and also tend to be brown a little bit more. We went with this one with leavening agent because it's our personal favorite. that gives you that laid and crispy texture. So check out the other link in the description box for a detailed recipe. A big thank you for everyone that's supporting us on Patreon. And of course, subscribe for more Chinese cooking videos.